If you're struggling to clear buy now, pay later debt, then you'll be glad to know that you do have some options. Hi, I'm Scott from MoneyNerd, and today we're looking at what to do if you're worried about your buy now, pay later payments. So that might be that your income has dropped, or you've taken too much credit out, or just generally you're worried about, are you going to be able to keep up your payments in the future? So specifically, we'll look at what to do if you're worried if you won't be able to afford your buy now, pay later repayments, how buy now, pay later providers can provide support for you if you are worried about it, and some final warnings at the end when dealing with some buy now, pay later schemes. So before we get into it, I just want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. I don't give individual advice. This is general advice only. And in fact, I'm getting all of this information from the MoneyHelper website. This is a government-backed service, so you know it's legit. And I just want to make sure that you've got the information that you need so you can make an informed decision about your finances. Okay, so first off, what should you do if you're worried that you won't be able to afford your buy now, pay later repayments? Well, most schemes will charge a late payment fee, and some schemes will even charge interest depending on what type of contract that you're on. Missing a payment can negatively impact your credit score, and it could affect your ability to get credit in the future. So if you wanted more buy now, pay later credit, or a loan or a credit card, or even a mortgage, missing a payment on your buy now, pay later could impact that in the future. Now, some buy now, pay later products will ask you to repay anything that you owe all in one go, and others will be more accommodating and ask for smaller repayments over a longer period of time. If you think you're going to struggle to make payments in the future, then it's important to speak to your buy now, pay later provider before you miss a payment. The types of help that they could offer are things like working with you to provide support so you don't miss any payments, being flexible and using a full range of options to ease any stress and anxiety that you might be going through with your money problems, and to put in place an affordable, sustainable repayment arrangement. So what that might look like is you make smaller payments over a longer period of time. Also, they can take into account your wider financial situation, including other debts with other lenders and your essential living costs that you might have. So what they typically do is go through your income and expenditure and pull together a budget to understand your true full picture of your financial situation. If you don't contact the buy now, pay later provider, then they usually follow the following process. They first will ask you to get in touch by writing to you or calling you. You'll get multiple phone calls, probably 2 or 3 a day, because they just put you into a dialer, and you'll get multiple letters and multiple emails. Then if they can't get in touch with you, they'll issue what's called a default notice. This is a FCA, Financial Conduct Authority, mandated letter that they need to submit before they effectively take you to court. This gives you an opportunity to arrange how to catch up on your missed payments. If you don't deal with your debt, then the loan will be classified as defaulted. In other words, you've failed to make those payments. It will usually be after 2 or 3 missed payments that it will be classified as defaulted. When the loan has defaulted, charges can be added, which will increase the amount that you owe. If you still haven't responded to the lender, then the lender might go to court. It's usually to a county court, and seek a county court judgment, or a CCJ. This is called a decree in Scotland. A CCJ gives the lender more options to enforce repayments of the debt. These measures can seriously affect your ability to get credit from other lenders in the future. The debt may at this point be sold on to a debt collection agency who will contact you and ask you for a payment. That's why sometimes you'll get letters from companies that you don't know, but they'll usually detail where that debt has come from. An important point to note here is debt collectors can't come to your home to take your goods, for example your TV or your car. In order for that to happen, you'd have to not pay your CCJ, and then the creditor would have to apply for a warrant of control and instruct bailiffs or enforcement agents to come and collect those goods to be sold to pay towards your debt. I know you've probably got a buy now, pay later loan, or maybe you've got multiple buy now, pay later loans, but I want to give a few warnings to protect yourself with your current buy now, pay later schemes and anything that you might think about doing in the future. Paying in installments or delaying when you have to pay for your purchase can feel like a good way of managing your money, especially if you need to buy essentials. However, if you're struggling to keep up with payments, try to avoid them until you're back on track with your finances. The more often you use them, the more likely they are to appear on your credit report, and this can have a negative impact on your credit rating. I really like Martin Lewis's mantra, which I've just found on Google Images here. If you're skint, ask yourself, do I need it? Can I afford it? Have I checked if it's cheaper anywhere else? If you're not skint, ask, will I use it? Is it worth it? Have I checked if it's cheaper anywhere else? And if the answer is no to any of these, then don't buy it. If you're worried about money and you haven't got a budget planner, I'd highly recommend that you use one. There's plenty of free templates out there, and what that can do is give you a structure of looking at the income that you got coming in, like your job, your wage, and your expenses that are going out, so everything that you're spending money on. And if you're looking to cut back on bills and expenses, then I'd highly recommend that you use comparison websites. If you spend a couple of hours, very often you can save hundreds of pounds on energy savings or mobile phone or internet or anything like that. You can very often save money on. If you've missed more than one payment with multiple companies and you're in debt or arrears with multiple companies, then it's important to pay them back in the right order. This is because some companies have more power than others, and some debts are more urgent than others. So make sure that you pay them off in the right order. What you need to do is pay off priority debts first and then non-priority debts. I've covered all of this in this video here, which I'll link here and in the description. So I highly recommend that you go and check out that video to make sure that you're tackling your debts in the right order. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video.